Hi, Gary here. On May 2nd, the annual Berkshire Hathaway meeting was headed up by the chairman, Warren Buffett, and in it he told us that in April he sold over $4 billion of airline stocks. Now that's pretty big. Why? Because he believes, as well as many of us do, that the airline industry is going to really have a hard time over the next several years. Well, that's just part of another trend going on that I'm calling going local and technologically global, something I picked up from my coach, Dan Sullivan, from the Strategic Coach. So what was old is now new again. Let me give you 3 examples of each. Let's look at going local as an example. How about baking and cooking? You can't find these essentials in the grocery store anymore. It's really hard to get. People are now baking and cooking more at home. And you know what? That's going to hurt restaurants as an example. And if you made a batch of cookies and you go next door to your neighbor, that's the second one, visiting with neighbors. I've seen more people in cul-de-sacs, sitting out in groups, visiting their neighbors. I've done more visiting with my neighbors in the last 2 months than I've done in the last 3 years. Again, that's going to knock down travel as much because we're staying more local. Third one, driving vacations. You remember those things? Those were back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Very few of us did air travel. A lot of driving vacations. Went to different places more locally than outside. Again, that's going to hurt the travel industry. Let's go to technologically global. The first one here is video communication. And now, if you haven't been on Zoom, you will be very shortly, but much more video communication taking place. Again, that's going to hurt the travel industry because of staying in your current location. Second is digital gigs. Now this is something interesting. You can live on the East Coast, have a full-time job from 8 to 4 in the morning, and then from 5 to 9 have a part-time virtual job from Australia, New Zealand, Alaska, Hawaii. Same way on the West Coast to Europe. So think about that. That's what's happening right now. People have 2 jobs that they had to drive back and forth to 2 places they don't have to do anymore. That's going to make a big change again for the travel industry. Next, we have social and business events. Now, it used to be you drove to your family or your high school or school reunions and so forth. We're seeing more of those things done on Zoom conferences, and that's obviously making a difference, as well as business conferences are being held virtually with breakout rooms and different kinds of fun trivia events so that they can take place in that area. So what we're really seeing is maybe this is going to make a change again on the travel industry. A lot happening in the travel industry, in particular in this area. So there's closer personal connectivity and there's increased distance, global connectivity. And that's the 2 big trends that are taking place that you want to take a look at and see how it's going to affect you, your own personal life and your business life. So until next time, enjoy.